Hey guys, it's Dee at Dee'svillage. How you all doing? For those that haven't stopped by before, my name's Dee. This is Dee'svillage. My channel is predominantly about animal and plant life and life wherever I am. Currently I'm in Gambia, West Africa, and I'm enjoying the sun under... Oh yes, it's a mango tree, silly. Yeah, it's a mango tree. Anyway, that's the tree I'm under. It's a mango tree. For watching, thank you for subscribing, thank you for coming back. And I also wanted to say that before I was in front of the camera, when I was super shy, or whatever you want to call that, I did make a few vlogs where you might have been able to see my arm or what have you. And I have a few short vlogs which are mainly with animals and plants and maybe some of the seaside, beach side on there. So I'm going to release those. Look, I'm an amateur vlogger. I'm just trying to show Gambia through my lens. But before I came to Gambia, I was interested in, what are the animals like? What are the plants like? What is the environment like? You know, how do things grow? What is nature like? And that's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And that's not the only things that I vlog. And it's all about a journey. It's all about evolving. And, you know, just sending a consistent message out there about the things in the Gambia. So I hope that's not too much rambling. So today I wanted to talk about learning a language. But what I do suggest before you come to anywhere in the world, but if you know, specifically if you come to the Gambia, please try your level best to at least learn the greetings. Now, there are so many different languages here, as I've said before. English is the national language. But people speak Mandinka, Olof, Serahule, Jola, and the list goes on. So which language do you learn? Well, according to the statistics I looked at, 42% of the people are Mandinka. So that might be a strong one to start with. However, other people say that Mandinka is more difficult. So a lot of people choose to speak Olof or Wolof. Wolof can be spoken in other countries as well across Africa, but Mandinka goes a little bit further. So it's not a battle against Olof or Mandinka, it matters not. Just learn the basic greetings in any one of those languages that you can master, is all that I'm saying. Learning the greetings goes a long way. When you go into a shop, when you're in the market, any service that you choose to use or interact with people, they're super pleased when you attempt the language. They really are pleased. And you know, when you're trying it for the first time, it doesn't sound right, because obviously I'm speaking it with a so-called English accent, and then obviously even with my English accent I have a dialect for, I'm going to say it's more, I don't know, some people say it's north of England, my accent, whichever part of England it represents. It's not going to be the same accent as somebody that's speaking locally here in the Gambia. But don't worry about that. People will accept the fact that you're making an attempt. When you start off with just the Jarama or Isama or Nangadef, any of those greetings that you start off with, then you build upon those greetings. And you know, I went somewhere the other, I can't even remember where it was, and I was able to add a few more bits to it, and the person was quite surprised and said, oh, okay, you're really trying hard. So in any way, language connects you. It connects you with the people, it connects you with the culture, it connects you with history, it connects you with the dynamics of a conversation. You are more connected. It brings people together more. So that's why it's really important to learn a language. And also, when you're speaking a language, you're sharing some part of a common history, because that language has come from way back when. So that's part of a common history. Although English is the national language here and there's taught English in the schools, there's a lot of research that shows that if you're taught in your whether you want to call it indigenous language, a local language, your birth language, of all those that I've mentioned before, Fuller, Jolla, Mandinka, whatever the rest of them are, because I've probably left a few out. Put them down in the comment section for the ones that you remember, the ones that you know, or maybe the ones that you speak. But the research has proven that if you teach a child in a language that it speaks as its first home language, they learn much quicker. They're able to comprehend it and internalize it much better. So that's the way to go for me. That's the way to go for me. And just as a side note, when I was in the school, when I had my sabbatical from work, as I told you this before, the children had a field day because I only spoke English. So I wasn't very good at communicating with them, although there was the teacher there with them. So I had to communicate much through hand signals. And you know, children very much imitate what you do. So when I express myself or when I talk, I use my hands a lot. So this was my greatest tool in the classroom, because this means, so you're doing it that obviously that way, and you go and you keep going, so that means go quieter, go quieter, go quieter. So that was very good. So although I couldn't communicate that, be quiet or get quieter, I did it physically with my hands. I could do this obviously, and if I wanted them to listen, I would do this. So, you know, language isn't all about the verbal thing, it's about the non-verbal. It's about the cues in how you sit, how you look, how you stare, how you connect with the eye contact. So languages is much more than the spoken version. But yes, so yeah, I just wanted to say that my experience of being in the UK specifically, when I've been dealing with families with children under 5 that have come from various places across the world, whatever their home language was, whatever their birth language was, many of them were afraid. Not afraid is not the right word. Many of them did not want to teach their children their language. So those people who are born in Gambia, in Africa, in parts of the Caribbean, wherever it is you are born and you are in the West, I implore you, I encourage you to speak your native tongue, or the native tongue of your parents. Stop that. That's another thing that disconnects you from your culture, another thing that disconnects you from your place of origin or your place of birth. Even if you were not born in the Africas and your parents were born there and you are now living in the West, I encourage you as a parent, as a guardian, as a caregiver, as somebody that looks after somebody from a African, Caribbean, wheresoever it is that you are currently living in the diaspora, I encourage you and implore you to teach them that home language. It will be beneficial in the long run, because people are traveling much further and much wider afield now. So if you get a good grasp of languages when you are younger, because children are sponges, they soak it all in. They don't even know that they're learning a language. It's much easier for them, rather than to wait until they're in adulthood like me. But a lot of those words that were spoken and that are currently still spoken in Jamaica can be connected with the Maroons, the Aku, Ghana. So, you know, we all know about, well, most of us know, I shouldn't say we all know, about us being removed from one place to another. So hence languages are broken down, taken away, adapted, and sometimes changed. So whatever you can do for generations moving forward, it's really important to connect with that language, whatever it happens to be, and bring it down into the generations ahead. I would like in generations to come that these young people can connect. Oh, that language is from there. You know, maybe my forebearers were once from that part of the continent. It's really, really integral that this happens, that we put the language together for the young people. If they see you as an adult trying to master a language, you know, maybe have young people in your household, maybe they'll want to participate in that. Maybe they'll want to learn along with you. If you have children, if you have grandchildren, great grandchildren, whoever those may be in your family, nieces, nephews, you know, you might have a good friend who wants to learn along with you, so you can bounce off each other. So all I want to say is, if you are coming to Africa, try and your best to endeavor to at least learn the greetings. It goes a long way, a long way. So that's all I've got for you at this moment in time. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, thanks for subscribing. And as I just said at the beginning, please remember that I am going to release some of those short videos, and also those ones where you can't see my face, because that was the beginning of my journey. And it's important to show how, for me anyway, how I've involved, how I'm now involved, but now also how I have evolved. And now I'm way better at editing. It's only small, demanding, as they say, slowly. I'm doing the best that I can with what I've got. I'm not of that computer generation, phone generation, as these younger people are. So I'm just doing my level best, just to try to capture some things while I'm here, so that you can see them through my lens. So Abarakabake, peace out, Kairo. I'm out of here till the next one.